Okay, today is the review day for the functions test in Honors Higher Algebra, which will be tomorrow. So, I'm not worried about f of 2. If you can't do f of 2 by now, you're going to fail the test anyway, and I'm not going to worry about you because, you know how to put a 2 into a function. It's the review day, so I got to be able to count on you being able to put a 2 into a function. So I'm going to go square root of, now one little subtle thing people forget is putting a parentheses where the x used to be. And then a subtract 3 is on the outside. Okay, now I'm going to drop in my 2. And square root of 4 minus 3. And guess what people's brains do? They go 4 minus 3 is 1. No. Square root of 4, which is what? 2. 2 minus 3 is? Negative 1. Now, I'm not saying you wouldn't have made a dumb mistake with a negative. A lot of people do that. But if you find yourself stumbling on these first few, then be scared about the test. Which just means you should study more than most kids. Which means what? Well, you could go back and do the ones I skipped before on previous worksheets. That'd be a smart way to study. Option B, you could go watch the video. I wouldn't say yesterday's was a great example because yesterday was mostly the top 20. But you could maybe watch the day before that. That was like all about functions. Rewatch the video would be a good way to study. So bottom line, it's your life. But if you want a good grade on this test, and you know, ooh, I'm struggling with this worksheet, study for the test then. Okay, let's do part B by yourself. Stick in negative 1, see what you get for an answer. And I know some of you guys did this at home because you were smart, and I encourage you to start early. Oops, sorry. Could you move your, it's not your fault or anything, but we gotta move your desk forward. This row 5 here, you guys, in this row, could you guys all slide up about 6 inches forward? Just go forward a little bit. That way I can get behind that row. All right. Actually, other than the 6th row is all good. Okay, so you stuck in G is negative 1. What do you think the answer is? Yes, you. All right. Anybody else get 11? A lot of people got 11. I'm guessing that's right. Good job. All right, so I'm going to drop it in just really quick and show you what you do for those at home. On this part would be 2. This one is still 2. 2 minus 12, negative 10. Absolute value of negative 10 is positive 10. Plus 1 makes 11. All right, nice job. All right, where do we start having trouble? Well, sometimes here. Because people get confused because there's a function in a function. But where do I start? Inside or outside? Inside. Good job. So then I got to do f of negative 1. Everybody figure out f of negative 1 in your head. Do you get that's the square root of 1? Oh, what is the square root of 1? I know that one. Don't say square root of 1. Say what? People not know what the square root of 1 is? 1. It's 1. Okay. So then you're going to have a 1 minus a 3. What is 1 minus 3?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. So I'm not done, but I found the inside was negative 2. Now I got to figure out h of that. Especially with a negative, you got to be really careful to include parentheses. So here's my problem. 3 parentheses cubed plus 4 parentheses squared minus 8. And what do I drop into the parentheses? Negative 2. Negative 2 gets cubed, and I get negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. That's positive 4 times 4 is 16. And then it was, is that a minus 8?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then those two together, I think that's negative 8. And then another negative 8. Does that make, who had negative 16? Uh-oh, then I may have screwed up. Okay, 8 is 4, 4. I think that's negative 8. Isn't that negative 8?
Yeah.
All right.
I got negative 16.
Oh, okay. How many got negative 16? Okay, I swear nobody said that they got negative 16 before, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay. Here is the kind of problem that I most... Nope, there's 2 I'm scared about. This is one of the ones I'm most scared about for you. Because people get confused what should go inside of what? Do you get that this is the K function eating an H? It's like the alligator eating the license plate. The K function has an H function inside of it. So the K ate the H. All right, so there's two ways you can do this. You can start by writing the K function, which I'm going to go look at the top. What is the K function? Oh, it's that. 2 over x minus 4. 2 over x minus 4. And I replace the x with a what? Empty parenthesis. And then that's the K function. Now what did he eat? What did the K eat? An H. Got to go look and see what the H function is. He ate a 3x to the third plus 4x squared minus 8. 3x to the third plus 4x squared minus 8. Ooh. Big meal. That's your answer. Is that it? Well, you'd have to combine the bottom part. You can't really simplify a 2 very much, right? But you could simplify that. Put like terms together. But that's pretty much it. Those are confusing. But I like to think of it as the one function eating the other one. You have an empty stomach for the function who's eating the other one, and you drop the other function in. If you wanted an alternate way, like that doesn't work for me, I don't get that, then just do this. What is h of x? I scribble this out, and I write what h of x is. H of x is, that's that 3x to the third plus 4x squared minus 8. And then you do k of that, which means you stick this into the k function. Either way, you end up with the same answer. Just a different way to think of it. All right, and then here's the other problem that I'm really scared about on this test is this kind. I'm not scared about it. I just want you to get a good grade, and a lot of people struggle with these. Do you remember my first reaction has been to scribble this out? How many of you knew that?
Yep.
Okay, good. That's to remind you you don't know x. What do you know then? Y. If y is 0 on the f function, let's go find that. See, this is the f function, and y is 0. Now let's find the f function. The f function is that one, the square root one. Square root of x plus 2 minus 3. Square root of x plus 2 minus 3. And then this function, f of x, is equal to that. You may be tempted to stick 0 in. But if you stick a 0 in x, you're saying x is 0. That's not what's true. What's true? X is not 0. What's 0? Y is 0. So where do you put it? Where the y is. Where's the y? I don't see any y. F of x. Very good. So this is where the 0 goes. I'll make it black so you can see it over the red. Oh, not 8. Sorry. 0. 0 equals all that. Can you solve that? Sure you can. Just add 3 to both sides. You square both sides, and it's no big deal. You can find it. Okay. Now, what do you do with that, though? Well, who's got what it is? When you add 3 to both sides, and then you square both sides, and then you subtract 2, you got? Yes?
7.
7 is correct. Okay. Now, what's 7? That's 7. So then, to me, this is the logical way to write it. F of 7 is 0. Then, to me, this logically follows, but it isn't true for everybody. If f of 7 is 0, and f of this scribbled out place is 0, then this and the scribbled out place must be equal. So whatever that is must equal that. So first I figured out f of what is 0. And then I make this equation, here I'll erase now so you can see it, that in there, a minus 1, that has to be equal to 7. All right. There's another one like that on the next page. Let's the next page. would you please look at H as in hamburger? What's the first step? Scribble out the x plus 2. And then figure out f of what equals negative 3. Let's say he's right. I'm not saying he is. Let's say it's f of negative 5 is negative 3. Then this equals that. And you have a little equation to solve. Whatever is in here equals negative 5. I'm not saying it's negative 5. That's what he said. You should check for yourself. Okay. All right. And I do want to give you a whole bunch. There's another scary one down here. E is an elephant down in here. It's not that scary, but scribble out what's inside. Figure out g of what equals 0. And then set the scribble equal to this. Those are the tricky ones. Maybe for you those aren't tricky, but something else is. This is the point where you get a lot of work time, and you can come up and ask for help. So I'm going to put on some music, and then you got a whole bunch of time. Now last hour, I literally had 17 questions. That's phenomenal, and I'd be happy to have more in this hour. Don't be scared. Usually it takes some brave people to come first. They aren't like, I don't care, I'll ask the question. I want to ask, and then people all of a sudden get in a groove of, oh, everybody's asking for help. I guess I will too. Okay, so you've got the question and you've got the guts. Please come up, and then that'll make it easier for other people. All right, that's all I got for you for today. Let me get my video saving before the first person comes up. But okay, so where is just h of x? Let's look up here, and that's this blue one. So that's 3x third plus 4x squared minus 8. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Now you put the x minus 4 in front of that. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take this part and stick it inside of k of x. Where's k of x? Which one's k of x?
That one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where would you stick something inside of this? This guy's the predator. He's eating something. It's going to go in his stomach, which is right there.
Oh, okay.
That's where you should stick the
Yeah.
other function. Is right there.
Yeah.
In a parenthesis.
Yeah. Okay.
Try that.
Makes sense.
Awesome. Give me 2 seconds with the video settings. This one is about review for functions.